When cameras capture images, they're recording light. The way this light is processed and interpreted can vastly affect how the final image looks. Traditional image profiles and cameras take this light and process it in a way that looks good to our eyes right out of the camera, with contrast and color that seem natural. However, when professionals shoot videos, especially for films or commercials, they often want more control in post-production to adjust colors, shadows, highlights, and other aspects of the image. This is where log and other flat profiles come into play. Log color space profile. 1. Nature. It's a very flat-looking, desaturated, and low-contrast image profile. When you look at log footage straight out of the camera, it looks washed out and dull. This is intentional. 2. Purpose. Log profiles are designed to capture the maximum amount of detail in the shadows and highlights of an image. They take the wide dynamic range of a scene and squeeze it into a narrower range that can be recorded by the camera's sensor. 3. Logarithmic scale. The term log comes from logarithmic, which refers to the way this color space scales the brightness values. Instead of mapping them linearly, it maps them logarithmically. This means more data is allocated to the shadows and highlights, preserving more detail in those areas. 4. Advantage in post-production. Because log captures more detail across the dynamic range, it's a favorite choice for professionals who plan to color grade their footage in post-production. The flexibility allows them to recover detail from shadows, adjust highlights, and generally manipulate the image more than they could with a standard profile. 5. LUTs. These are often used in conjunction with log footage. A LUT is a preset that can be applied to log footage to quickly convert it to a more traditional-looking color space. It's a starting point for color grading, transforming the flat log image into something that looks more natural to our eyes. Imagine if you were painting a picture but weren't sure of the final colors you wanted to use. If you started with a neutral gray canvas, you could more easily add colors in any direction than if you started with a bright blue canvas. Log is like starting with that neutral gray canvas, giving you more creative freedom in the coloring process later on. In essence, log color space is all about maximizing flexibility in post-production. It sacrifices immediate, out-of-camera image appeal for the sake of greater detail and control when editing and color grading.